Welcome to New Adept Empire. Hello everyone, and welcome back to New Adept Empire, the home of in-depth movie analyses, ending explanations, hidden details, and fascinating stories from the world of film. If you love discovering the deeper meaning behind your favorite disaster. Now let's rewind to the opening scenes and examine how the film quietly plants clues that most viewers miss before the real game even begins. The opening. The calm before the storm. As FUZE begins, London appears to be just another busy day. Construction workers are carrying out routine excavation work in the heart of the city. Nothing seems unusual, until one machine strikes a large metallic object buried deep underground. Within minutes, experts arrive and make a shocking discovery. It is an unexploded World War II bomb that has remained hidden beneath London for more than 80 years. This is the first lesson the film teaches us. The past never truly disappears. Sometimes it waits silently until the present uncovers it. The government immediately classifies the situation as a national emergency. Roads are closed, train stations shut down, businesses evacuate, and thousands of people are forced to leave the area. News channels begin broadcasting non-stop, spreading fear across the city. At this point, the audience believes the movie is about bomb disposal. But the director, Corrales, understands one important truth. The best way to hide a crime is to make everyone look somewhere else. Instead of creating chaos themselves, they simply take advantage of chaos that already exists. This makes them far more dangerous than ordinary criminals. They don't rely on violence alone. They rely on planning, patience, and psychology. Every police officer assigned to bomb security is one less officer protecting valuable targets elsewhere. The evacuation creates empty streets. Security systems become overloaded. Communication becomes confused. The criminals know this long before anyone else realizes it. Will Tranter, the man racing against time. The film then shifts to Will Tranter, the experienced bomb disposal commander. Unlike politicians or television reporters, Will stays calm. His focus is simple. Every decision must save lives. The movie immediately establishes him as someone who trusts preparation over panic. His team carefully studies the bomb, understanding that one mistake could destroy an entire section of London. These scenes build incredible tension without constant action. Instead of explosions, the director uses silence. Close-up shots, slow breathing, careful conversations. Every second reminds the audience how fragile the situation really is. Hidden detail. One clever detail many viewers miss is that nearly every important character is under pressure from a different clock. The bomb experts race against detonation. The police race to secure London. The criminals race to finish the heist. Ordinary civilians race to escape danger. Everyone is running out of time, but for completely different reasons. This creates multiple layers of suspense throughout the movie. Theme analysis. The opening also explores a deeper idea. Fear changes human behavior faster than facts do. Most people don't know exactly how dangerous the bomb is. Yet fear alone is enough to empty streets, close businesses, and disrupt an entire city. The criminals understand this perfectly. They don't need to create panic. They only need to guide it. The real game is only beginning. While London's attention remains fixed on the bomb, the criminals make their first move, and this is where FUZE transforms from a disaster. Alarms are triggered. Suspicious vehicles appear. Communication becomes inconsistent. At first, these clues seem unrelated to the bomb. But slowly, detectives begin asking an important question. What if the bomb isn't the real target? This moment changes the entire direction of the movie. The audience realizes they've been watching two stories unfolding at the same time. Why the film is called FUZE. The title carries a deeper meaning than many viewers notice. A fuse is the device that starts an explosion. In the film, the unexploded bomb is only one fuse. The real fuses are fear, greed, misinformation, human overconfidence. Each decision. Will Tranter protects lives, makes careful decisions, accepts responsibility, stays calm under pressure. Corrales protects the mission, manipulates people, takes calculated risks, believes intelligence is his greatest weapon. The conflict is no longer just police versus criminals. It is discipline versus manipulation. Life lesson. One important lesson from this section is preparation often defeats raw talent. Corrales succeeds because he plans meticulously. Will succeeds because he trains relentlessly. Both understand that success under pressure begins long before the crisis itself. As the operation moves forward, the criminals begin executing the most dangerous phase of their plan. Meanwhile, Will Tranter faces pressure of his own. Bomb disposal is never just about technical skill, it is also about emotional control. One rushed decision could cost countless lives. Now the movie has two ticking clocks. The race to make the bomb safe. The race to stop the heist before it succeeds. Both are moving toward the same explosive conclusion. Character analysis. At this stage, the film deepens its main characters. Will Tranter becomes more than a bomb disposal expert. He represents duty, patience, and responsibility. Even when others panic, he refuses to let fear dictate his actions. Corrales, on the other hand, believes in both civilians and authorities. These themes give the movie more depth than a typical action film. Cinematic techniques. A single overlooked detail can destroy months of careful planning. Whether in business, school, or life, success often depends on paying attention to the smallest details. As investigators close in, Corrales realizes he must adapt or risk losing everything. The carefully planned operation begins to unravel, alliances are tested, and the tension reaches a new level. The plan begins to collapse. At the halfway point of FUZE, the balance of power starts to shift. Until now, Corrales has controlled almost every move. His team has stayed disciplined, the authorities have been distracted, and the operation has progressed almost exactly as planned. But in every great heist story, there comes a moment when the perfect plan meets the imperfect reality. And in FUZE, that moment finally arrives. Pressure reveals people's true character. The longer the operation continues, the more exhausted everyone becomes. The bomb disposal experts are working under enormous stress. Police officers are trying to protect thousands of civilians. The criminals are beginning to feel trapped. The film makes an important point. Pressure doesn't create character, it reveals it. Some people become more focused. Others become careless. Others begin thinking only about saving themselves. This difference becomes increasingly important as the story moves forward. Cracks inside the criminal team. Corrales expects complete loyalty from his crew. But fear changes everything. Some members begin questioning whether the risk is worth the reward. Others worry that the police are getting too close. These disagreements may seem small, but they create dangerous cracks within the organization. Throughout history, many criminal operations have failed not because of the police, but because trust inside the group collapsed. FUZE uses this idea effectively. The greatest responding. They are beginning to anticipate. Will Tranter's leadership will continues demonstrating remarkable discipline. Despite the growing pressure from government officials and the media, he refuses to rush the bomb disposal process. He understands that panic has caused more disasters than patience. One of the film's strongest messages appears here. Real leaders don't promise easy solutions. They make the safest decisions, even when those decisions are unpopular. This quiet confidence makes Will one of the film's most compelling characters. The symbolism reaches its most intense phase. For nearly two-thirds of the film, FUZE has slowly built tension through careful planning, hidden motives, and psychological pressure. But now, those separate storylines finally begin to collide. The bomb disposal team is entering the most dangerous stage of its operation. At the same time, Corrales and his crew are trying to complete the final phase of the heist before the police fully understand what's happening. The margin for error has disappeared. The race against time. From this point onward, every minute matters. The film constantly cuts between three groups. Will Tranter and the bomb disposal unit, working with extreme precision. The police, closing in on the criminal network. Corrales' crew, desperately trying to finish the operation and escape. This editing style makes viewers feel that everyone is trapped in the same countdown, even though they're fighting completely different battles. Corrales starts losing control. Earlier in the movie is coming. They just don't know when. A lesson about moving toward the same destination. The police are closing in. The criminals are running out of options. And who pays the price for every decision made throughout the film? Everything the movie has built toward is about to unfold. The final confrontation will test intelligence, courage, loyalty, and sacrifice, all at the same time. Now we arrive at the biggest twist in FUZE. For almost the entire movie, viewers believe Major Will Tranter is the hero, the bomb disposal expert risking his life to save London. At the same time, Corrales appears to be the mastermind behind the bank robbery. But the ending completely changes that perspective. The film reveals that the bomb scare and the heist were part of a much larger conspiracy, and Will Tranter was secretly involved from the very beginning. The truth about the bomb. After the explosion and the police investigation, forensic evidence reveals that the bomb was not actually a forgotten World War II bomb. It was a British military explosive that had been planted as part of the conspiracy. This discovery completely changes the audience's understanding of everything that came before. The bomb was never just a threat. It was the perfect distraction. Will Tranter's secret. The biggest shock is that Will Tranter was never simply trying to stop the disaster. He had secretly been working with Corrales and Rahim all along. Even the apparent malfunction during the bomb disposal operation turns out to have been intentional, creating more chaos and giving the criminals leave the United Kingdom separately, avoiding suspicion. Later, they reunite in Istanbul, where the stolen diamonds are sold to a wealthy buyer. The three divide the money equally before going their separate ways, revealing that the operation had been planned with remarkable precision. Why the twist works. This ending succeeds because it forces viewers to rethink the entire movie. This deception is making people believe you're the hero. Planning and patience can be more powerful than force. Life lesson. One important lesson from FUZE is, not everyone who appears to save the day is acting for the right reasons. Always judge people by the complete picture, not just first impressions. The story may be over, but there are still hidden details, symbols, and unanswered questions worth exploring. Final analysis, hidden meanings and conclusion. We've reached the end of FUZE, and it's clear that this isn't just another action thriller. The repeated focus on time, timers, countdowns, and clocks reflects the film's central idea that every second can be used as a weapon. FUZE explores several strong themes. Deception. The greatest trick isn't hiding the crime, it's convincing everyone they're watching the wrong story. Trust. The film asks whether anyone deserves complete trust simply because they wear a uniform or seem heroic. The past shapes the present. The Afghanistan flashback and the wartime bomb both show how old events continue to influence current lives. Preparation wins. Nearly every success in the film comes from planning rather than improvisation. What worked well? The film's biggest strengths include a clever central premise that combines a bomb threat with a sophisticated heist. Strong performances from Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Theo James. Tense pacing that keeps viewers engaged without relying only on action. A final twist that encourages a second